exhausted egg yolk sun yawned and hoisted itself through the smug green smog wafting from telefuddled Concreton estate, and split dawned, smearing the sky like the yellowish stain round a bath plug. Resentful, the early frost faded like a sour-faced wedding photo from the sullen, snoozing face of Rawlinson End, and elfin sunshine danced, gilded each wart and wrinkle on the back of its neck. But the beard of the house, the pickle or great maze, was in deep shadow. The pickle, commissioned by old Sir Hilary, had been designed by Incapability Brown, and its scratchy intricacies would baffle a rat. Of hawthorn, boxwood, chokecherry, blackthorn and dogwood, it had long ago collapsed upon itself or overgrown to form lightless tunnels, and folks began to say that folks had died in there. They had. Sir Hilary arranged for a priest to travel from Idlewater to consecrate the ground, and this gentleman entered the pickle with holy water, hosannas, a corned beef sandwich, a terrier, a supply of aniseed and a ball of string. He was never seen again. After Brown's death, the maze grew even more ominously scruffy, as none could be persuaded to enter the pickle for the trimming of it. Years later, when Sir Henry became master of Rawlinson End, the only sign kept fresh painted on the estate was, "This way in," at the entrance to the pickle. And Sir Henry was at his ingratiatingly persuasive best when exhorting creditors or relatives to take the pretty route to the house. And it was here, too, in the pickle, that for the first few months of its monstrous, lonely adolescence, the dinosaur Sir Henry had shot hid until it was strong enough to limp into the woods fringing Rawlin Pond. The creature grew and grew. This time, Jack really did sell the cow for 5 magic beans. At first, it consumed only plants, but as its size increased, it trampled shrews, rabbits, old dogs, and the odd unfortunate sleeping-it-off peasant. They were squidged. Women shivered by the hearth, waiting for their men to come home. Their men never did. Only the sad roars of the sauropod informed them that a fiend, other than Sir Henry, was loose in the grounds. And the fear of fear crouched vulture, knowing and patient, hyena wary and waiting, and terror hung like black kites draped on the breathless thermals. In this shocked greenhouse, only the drug companies and breweries flourished, as in any battle, be it of nerves or knives, for so fast as Dr. Head Stuffing might prescribe a kindly word and a tranquilizer, so mine host and hearty Seth One-Tooth could dispense a twiceness of scrumpy in a twinkle mug with a rough laugh. It was from the Archimedean spirals and cul-de-sacs of the paralogic pickle that Hubert got the good idea of being at least part-time a mole. His bedroom on the first floor at the back of the house peeped over the feminine green lawns to the chestnuts, and if he craned to the right, in the distance floated the fabulous grey flat threat of Concreton estate. Concreton did always seem closer. Burnham Wood come to Dunsinane. Thene vidi vempe. I came, I saw, I concreted it all over. Mrs. E. was staggering back from the village with a bathtub of milk, when from out of the springy thicket, Scrotum flicked a thingy. Harm! What is it? It's a thingy, Mum. Well, I don't like it, and you can laugh. There is a thingy in Rawlinson Inn. Half the village is out of its wits. What about the other half? The other half? I called to see Sir Henry. Reckon he's got the healing hands. Just got to touch him. God, you should take an holiday or something. Go and stay with that nice Mrs. Stretch down by Wanker's Grunge. The now huge Diploddocus had toppled unwittingly several towers conveying television plasma, and the starving inmates of Concreton were at the mercy of their unfed imaginations. And despite the reassurances of high-rise Radio Concreton, we block your ways with air, that airdrops of Valium, videos and vibrators were on their way to brighten your day, the brutish, bewildered populace rioted in Pompeian tumult. Horrible to hear were the yelps of the looting dispossessed. Here we're going, off to sunny Spain. Oi, 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 e viva Wagana. And the shrieks of the elderly as they were ambushed by brigands and robbed of their sleeping pills and inhalers. Inarticulate lorries carrying condoms and bondage equipment to the beleaguered of Conquerdon too felt the chill of it and pulled over into cardiganed lie-bays, cowered in lay-bys, sulking, able only to grunt and honk. They steamed themselves unseeing and unseeable. And in an act of unprecedented statesmanship, the mayor declared an end to closing time and also a happy hour at Kenneth's shops. But it didn't help. In the Fool and Bladder, rough, defiant English wartime humour. Nobody ever saw it could know the why or the what for. I'm not a man what's easily scared, but all on a Sunday after English noon, and sunny as toast and butter, would spit and twiddle most a man's skulls. I never see the like. Dredged up from hell it were.
Probably a geranium.
No, it were like the Queen Mum's hat, rearing mauve and nasty it were, wriggling and nasty.
Nasty.
Oh, I seed it.
Like a bug, like a big bullfrog's bogey.
Nasty. Like a drunk cucumber with big googly eyes.
Nasty.
Sir Henry had a manservant as were nasty. He were called Dillo, Ahmed. Henry brought him back from the Indies, Olly Gully man, magic and stuff. Allah's muttering, nosy bugger too.
Inquisitive, were he?
No, just nosy. Had to fire him, of course.
Where'd he go?
Up the chimney, of course. Nah. Meanwhile, Sir Henry wobbled, then fell off his unicycle in a glade he had not noticed before. It was clipped and smooth as snooker bays. He lay there gasping, gazing up at the sky, when some 20 feet above the trees appeared a curious green head.
I'm Diploddocus.
Diploddocus? Which one of you is Diploddocus? I'm Diploddocus. No, I'm Diploddocus. I'm Diploddocus. Centurion. Crucify them. I'm sometimes called a dipsomaniac. No.
All right. Diploddocus, if you insist on being so very English.
The head vanished and seemed to be having a conversation. Oh, there are two of you blighters back in there.
No, I'm talking to my sacral brain. It's sort of in my bum.
Oh, I talk to my bum every bloomin' morning, swine. Well, this is old man talk.
I'm not very good at sums, but I think I'm about 190 million years old or there.
Yes, I feel like that in the mornings too. Look, first off, I'd like to take you to the Fool and Bladder. It's a bit of a stretch. Do you mind if I, ride?
I rather like a ploughman's lunch. See, I stuck my head into the Fool and Bladder place, and there was this man with bread and yellow stuff on the table. While he was screaming, I had a little nibble. Very nice it was, too.
What do animals dream? Well, I'd rather a curried beef with a tug through's Vindel extra sauce on it myself.
I'll have to be bareback. Then we'll let those buggers know what it means to offend a friend, and you are my friend, of course, Sir Henry Rawlinson. I shall call you Plunch, and you may live in my lake.
And with one ladder of trees, Sir Henry was aboard the back of Diploddocus and riding towards the Fool and Bladder.
In the dining hall, there's bugger all, approximating food, and the sweet effet on your plate today that you'd voluntarily chew. So swallow up the lukewarm slop before you hit the loo. You won't find it in the rules, but one butcher's at your stools will convince you. But the sight of it will disgust you, but the thought of it, and then you're horribly sure. What you've eaten has been eaten. What you've eaten has been eaten. What you've eaten has been eaten, and is passed this way before. Passing through the system, forceps to the grave, surfing on the slimy sea of if, drowning in destruction of the peristaltic waves, force me to a fine finis. But speaking is a lump of food in somebody else's mouth. Gone along peristaltic waves, roll on, you peristaltic waves, roll call, you catatonic slaves, roll up, it's safe to be naive, roll on peristaltic waves.
Henry had washed off his legs and charcoal face in the riddle shortly before his meeting with Diploddocus, but he was, of course, still wearing his pink tutu. And outside the Fool and Bladder,
Stop right where you are. No juggernauts coming through and ruining this village. But it's not this village I intend to ruin. We are off to Concreton. And, officer, I commend and salute you. Carry on.
Henry directed Diploddocus toward the sun, setting behind Concreton.
Lunch at the canter, if you please. Forward.
And Henry rode magnificently towards the loathsome grey towers of the doomed estate. The entirety of the Bladder emptied out onto the cobbles to cheer and wave their mugs. Seth made a flag of his apron, and hats and caps tossed and whirling darkened the sky. Next time, Henry treats his first patients.
A typical case. You're full of wind, and you won't let it out. Well, you iniquitous newt, am going to painfully puncture you. There you are. Freedom and no drugs involved. Forward!
Peristaltic waves. Hooray! Roll on, your peristaltic waves. Roll on, your catatonic slaves. Roll up, it's safe to be naive.